Hey, what's up guys? It's Brady with Remax. I hope that you guys are doing well. And I'm going to talk to you guys about a few different things in this video. But first, let's cover what's happening in our local real estate market. And we have the data from January. And just looking at the overall data, it's really interesting because the overall data that includes residential homes, multifamily properties, vacant land, condominiums shows a relatively flat number. I mean, in Bellingham, the median sales price dropped by 0.9% if we include everything. But if we just look at residential homes, we see that there was a 15.7% increase in median sales price from January of 2024 to 2023. We saw the same thing in Whatcom County as we see in Bellingham, a huge jump in residential sales, which means that vacant land and even condominiums are way down for that. Those numbers are pulling the overall statistics down, but residential sales were up January of 2024 compared to 2023. So what's happening in the market? It's starting to get a little frothy. Buyers are becoming more adjusted to the interest rates the way that they are. They were down to 6.5%. They've since then popped up a little bit, I think just north of 7% right now. And the thing that's keeping the market really propped up is the lack of inventory. There's 18.4% less overall inventory than there was at this point last year compared to January 24 to January of 23. We're now in February. We're just looking at the January numbers. And so that's really keeping the market propped up. And I want to talk to you guys also about the macro economy and where we are currently and the perception of where we are and where we're going. There was a recent poll, I think it was on Yahoo News, they polled a ton of people, and a vast majority of the people thought that the economy was not good, the direction of where we were heading is not good, and an overall sort of negative outlook in reference to the economy. And then if you look at the actual numbers of where we are currently, the Dow Jones hit 39,000, highest it's ever been. Unemployment rate is low. GDP is high. You know, all these economic indicators showing that the economy is doing great. And yet people don't feel like it's great. And I think one of the big factors in that is affordability. With the post-COVID inflation rates that reached upwards of 9%, you can go into the grocery store now, go to Haggen's and see the prices of some of these things. It's expensive. Look at housing, and housing in particular with the current interest rates and the affordability of that. Folks are having to take a larger percentage of their income to invest into housing than they were prior. And so there's this affordability issue that I think is at the forefront of that. So even though you have these economic indicators showing that this economy is booming, people don't feel like that. You have these other things too. You've got, people worried about AI taking their jobs. You've got, wars happening abroad. You've got hyper partisan news organizations that are feeding one particular narrative and other things that I think are contributing to this. But I think the big thing is that affordability is low, even though these other economic indicators are very high. So I want to hear what you guys have to think about this. I think it's a really interesting thing. So I hope you're doing well. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Until next time, take care.